Hey, what's up, homies? It's your big homie, Pachuco Sam, man. Somebody asked me the other day, because people ask me questions, you know, and they ask me not because I know it all, but because, there's certain subjects that that I'm into, especially stuff that has to do with La Raza and Chicano culture. Now, I'll say this again. I've said it before. I don't consider myself any type of scholar or any type of, like a professor or nothing like that. I don't have a PhD in Chicanismo or nothing like that, like some fools out here be claiming, I like to stay humble when it comes to that, because you never know. I might be wrong, with what I say. And a lot of people might not agree with what I say. So I do a lot of research. And I've been corrected before, and I don't take it personally. As a matter of fact, if somebody corrects me, well, I learned something, right? But anyways, I see all these people online. These sellers, eBay, Depop, Poshmark. And somebody said, hey man, because I was wearing my Charlie Brown. This person asked me, hey man, you got on that Cholo Polo. At first I didn't understand what the hell they were talking about, a Cholo Polo. Because the Charlie Brown, let me give you a little brief history about the Charlie Browns. The Charlie Browns, when they first came out, they came out in the 1930s, and they were made by this company named the original Cascade Company. Okay. They came out in 1933. And they didn't only make the Charlie Browns, they made different clothes. And they still do to this day. They still make flannels. They still make like Hawaiian shirts. They make all kinds of stuff. For some reason that I don't know, maybe sometime in the early 90s, they sold their Charlie Brown division off to what we know now as FB County. Okay. And back then, even up into the 80s, and still in the early 90s, they were called Cascades. Because of the company, the original Cascade Company, people knew them as Cascades. And the homies on the streets sometimes called them bumblebees, because of the way there were stripes. The stripes were like bumblebee stripes. They weren't really called Charlie Browns until like the early to mid 90s. And they're actually not polos. Polo shirts have they're almost similar. They got the collar and they got the buttons, they got the short sleeves, but they don't have the elastic around the arms, or the elastic around the waist. And these type of shirts are not polos, they're actually called bandlons. And bandlons has been around for a long time. Some bandlons don't have elastic around the sleeves, but they will have it around the bottom part, on the waist. that's the kind of shirt that Charlie Browns are. They're called bandlons. They're not polos. And that's just a brief, informational video. They're not polos. They're not cholo polos or whatever that guy asked me or told me. They're not polos, bro. They're bandlons. And the original company that made them was a original Cascade company in the 1930s. And they weren't called Charlie Browns prior to the 1990s. They were called Cascades or Bumblebees. And they only had like a few select colors. They didn't have all the colors that like they do now, like orange and green and yellow and stuff like that. They had some basic colors, which was the black and gray ones, the white and gray, the blue ones and stuff like that, so on and so forth. They only had like 5 or 6 colors in the original ones. And they were popular, but they're not as they weren't as popular as they are now. Now everybody wears them. Everybody wears them. Shit, you can't go anywhere without seeing somebody wearing one. And not only cholos wear them. I've seen some Edgars out there wearing them too. I've seen some regular ass looking kids, non-cholo, non-gangster type kids wearing them. It's all a gimmick now, man. But to us, the real ones that represent, that have been wearing them since day one, we know what time it is, man. Well, that's enough of my chit chat, Peace out, I see you guys a rato, man, and thank you to all my subscribers and my followers, man. I see you guys later.